Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a brand new 2025 Toyota 4Runner, and we've installed the 40-inch Slim and Pro light bars. So with the M&R kit, you get to choose either the Slim 40-inch or the Pro 40-inch, and they are going to get installed on top of the bumper, right in front of the Toyota sign. In order to install this light bar, you do not need to remove the grille. However, I will remove it just to show you which bolts we're going to be using, because it's impossible to get the camera in here to show you guys. First thing we have to do is remove the top plastic trim pieces. So all these clips, you have to actually push on top of them to disconnect them. So I'm just pressing on all the heads. We're going to do the intake first. Awesome. So this is the intake. We're going to put it to the side. So now we're going to do the rest. I'm going to use a screwdriver and just press on all the clips. And we can go ahead and lift it up and put it to the side as well. All right, next thing, we're going to loosen these three 10mm bolts. While we're on top, there's three harnesses we have to disconnect. There's two on the passenger side and one on driver. All right, so there's one gray one here. And I'm just going to press on the tab and lift it up. That's one. So on the passenger side, these are the lever style. So you're going to go ahead and prop this and drop the lever down. And that's going to remove the harness. And same thing on this side, you have to squeeze it. It's going to release the lever. Push on the lever to press it down. And that's going to unhook the socket. So after removing the two top covers, three 10mm bolts, and unplugging all the harnesses, this is as far as you need to go to install the light bars. I will remove the grille entirely to show you what bolts we're going to be using, because it's really hard to get the camera in there. But you do not need to remove the front grille in order to install the light bars. So we're going to use this bolt here that holds the factory harness bracket. And as a 10mm bolt here, we can remove this harness in order to get better accessibility to it. You just unclip it. And we can take out this bolt to remove the bracket. All right, so let's go to the other side. On the passenger side, there's also a 10mm bolt right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. We're going to unclip the harness. There's a silver bolt here. So this is the bracket that we're gonna use. So all these steps you're going to do through the top. I just wanted to remove the grille so that way you guys can actually see what brackets and what bolts I'm removing. So I'm going to show you guys how these brackets get installed, but I'm not going to install it now until we get the grille back on. So I'm going to use the passenger side, and we're going to reuse that factory bolt. It's going to go through the bracket and back onto the truck. So this is how the passenger side bracket is going to look. So with the driver's side bracket that we previously removed, we're going to thread it through the M&R bracket, and we're going to install it back on the vehicle. So this is how the bracket's going to look, except we're going to slide it in behind the grille, and it's going to come out from the front. So now I'm going to remove these brackets and put the grille back on and do it from the top. The main reason I wanted to take it off is just to show you guys, because it's a little more accessible this way. Now we're going to reinstall the grille back on. So now I'm going to do it from the top. Now at least you guys know what bolts and hardware you guys are looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and unclip the harness. I'm going to remove that bracket with a 10mm bolt. So here's the bracket with that 10mm bolt. We're going to do the other side. Disconnect the harness and remove that 10mm bolt. So now I got the driver's side bracket. We're going to want to get this corner through the bottom opening of this grille. There's an opening here that you can see through. So we're just going to maneuver a bracket and kind of hook it, so that way it comes out and goes to the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in here. So as you see the bracket coming in here, we're going to straighten it out, and this is going to be the proper position of it. So now we're going to reinstall this factory bracket using the factory bolt. Okay, my finger tightened it, and now I'm going to use my ratchet in order to tighten it all the way. All right, awesome. We'll do the same thing on the passenger side. I'm going to grab my bracket, and I'm going to slide it in. So with my finger, I'm looking where the opening is, and I'm going to use the skinny side first, and I'm going to hook it outward. There it is. So now I'm going to use the factory bracket and install it back into its original opening. First, I'm going to show you guys how to install the slim light bar, and then we'll do the pro. With your M&R kit, you do get two side brackets that we mount to the ends of the light bar. So you're going to use supplied hardware. I do want to point out, if you look at the bracket, you can see that the bend of the bracket where the bolt's coming out from the bottom, it's going towards the inside of the light bar. Okay, that's one. We'll do the same thing on this side. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove these two nuts on the bottom, and we're going to install the light bar onto the tabs that we installed. So the bolt on the bottom of the light bar, that's going to go into the hole, and we're going to put the nut on the bottom, and we'll do the same thing on the passenger side. And now we're going to tighten the nuts on the bottom. This is a number 11 wrench. And with the bottom ones tightened, I'm going to go ahead and retighten those two nuts that are holding the M&R bracket. And this is how you mount the slim. Let me show you how the pro looks like. So now I have the pro light bar, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the side brackets, and we're going to use supplied hardware to secure them. I do want to point out, if you look at the bracket, you can see that the bend of the bracket where the bolt's coming out from the bottom, it's going towards the inside of the light bar. And once you have the side brackets on, we can remove the nuts on the bottom. We can install the light bar onto the brackets. With an 11mm wrench, you can tighten it. And this is how you install the Pro Series. Now that the light bar is installed, let's feed the wire through into the engine bay. There's an opening here right next to our bracket. So now with plenty of wire in the engine bay, let's go over the wiring. The light bar has 3 wires. It has a black wire, which is the ground. It has a red wire, which is the main function of the light bar, powerful white light. And then it has a white wire, which is the amber DRL, daytime running light, which is a low intensity amber light. If your vehicle is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, you're going to use 2 auxiliary switches to power the light bar. If your vehicle is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, such as the one we're working on today, we're going to use the M&R wireless wiring harness 2.0. Let me show you how to assemble it. You get your operation manual, you get your stickers for the wireless remote. There's a remote, there's the actual controller, a magnetic pad for the remote. You use the 3M tape to put this pad in somewhere inside the cab, and then it'll just stick and create a base for the remote. You get some mounting zip ties, and we get a bag of hardware. You get a master fuse, and this is 100 amp. You get a fuse holder, and when you take the cover off, that's where we're going to connect the master power wire. So let's go ahead and connect the fuse. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these 2 bolts. Take off the top washer. I'm going to go ahead and slide the fuse here. And we're going to also connect the 2 terminals. So inside the baggie you get 2 red wires. This is going to be our power wires. You get a ground wire. Also get an ACC wire. It's an optional feature. We're actually not going to use this ACC wire for this project because the fuse size is different, so we're going to put it away. So now that we're installing the master fuse for the fuse box, we're going to go ahead and connect the 2 power wires, one on each side. We're going to use the washer and the nut that we previously removed. On the second end, we do the same thing. We're going to connect the terminal. We're going to put a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. One end inside the box, one end to the battery, and there's a fuse in the middle. So let me show you how to connect this wire into this box. Let's go ahead and take off the 4 bolts. And if you look inside, there's a battery plus and a battery minus tag. So the red wire is going to go to the battery plus. We're going to unscrew this. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath it like that. and we can tighten it. Now that the positive is ready, we're going to do the same thing for the ground. It's a small terminal here. So now we have this unit assembled, and we can connect it to the battery of the truck. So now that we have the wireless 2.0 module assembled and we're in the engine bay, I'm going to go ahead and mount it on top of this cover. It doesn't have to be drilled down. You can actually zip tie it to any stationary part. It just has to be stable. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to drill through. There's two little spots here. Don't go too deep because there's fuses on the bottom. I'm just pretty much going to mark it so that way we know how to drill through it to the spot where we want it. So now that we have the two holes drilled out, we can use the supplied hardware to secure them together. All right, on the bottom you have the nuts for those bolts. So now with the 8mm, I can tighten this down. So now I'll make sure that if these bolts are too deep, they don't touch any of the fuses, because if they do, we can either cut them or just get smaller bolts. So now it's nice and stationary, and we can connect our lights to it. Let's go ahead and provide a power and a ground. So I'm going to get to the battery. I'm going to go ahead and use a 10mm bolt. We're going to use this one on the side. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen the terminal. We're going to slide the power wire, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. So now the ground we're going to get from the negative terminal of the battery. I'm going to slide this terminal in, and we're going to tighten it. So one thing you're going to notice, there's a little green light that's going to turn on, and by it being on, that's how you know it's getting power and it's grounded. So now we can connect our lights to it. Let's go ahead and connect the two power wires to the module. So I'm going to slip them under the module because there's going to be a cover on top. So then the white wire is going to be channel 7, and then the red wire we're going to put on channel number 3. So I'm going to loosen the terminal on channel number 3. We're going to slide our power wire through it, and I'm going to tighten it. Same thing for the DRL on number 7. I'm going to slide it under the terminal and tighten it. So that leaves us with only one more light bar wire. We have the black wire. We're going to put an eyelet on it, and that's going to be our ground. And we're going to ground it on the negative terminal of the battery. There's a 12mm bolt that we're going to remove. We're going to slide the terminal over the contact, and we're going to reinstall it. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and test the light bar. All right, so let's go ahead and check our wiring. Oh, it looks awesome. So this is the slim version. Now let me show you the pro. With switch number 3, that's going to be the powerful white light. It's blinding. And switch number 7, that's going to be the amber backglow. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got the confidence that you need to install this product yourself. You cannot go wrong with either the Slim line or the Pro line. They're both amazing products. Thank you guys for watching, and I know you're going to love the product.